we are live.
Hello.
Hello.
Why, hello, everybody. It is time once again for our favorite, well, my favorite certainly show. It's time for some TOTOR. Are we ready, ladies and
Yeah.
Ready as I'll
We'll call it ready.
I love the enthusiasm. It's infectious. Alright, guys, y'all have heard them. They're absolutely psyched and ready to go and full of energy, so the show's canceled. I'll see y'all next month.
Wow. That's all it takes?
Right. Alright. Great. Yeah, do the pull out in the middle of a boss fight. Alright, we're not having fun. So that's how you keep your characters alive, huh?
Hey, you can't kill another one of my characters if I don't show up.
Trust me, I will find the goddamn way. It's me. Do we even have to have this conversation? It is me.
Fair.
Alright. So, hope you all ready to have a little bit of fun. Quick reminder of last episode. Aside from, Nixie having a little bit of a problem understanding what they're supposed to eat and not to eat. And making friends with a bunch of Jawas, much to the dismay of the Pandoshans that they just raided. Yeah, funny encounter with a Rancor, and y'all are basically just kind of hanging out right now. In the prison, having neutralized the guards, and last we checked, you guys were looking for Onli and that other Togruta that was kidnapped along with her. And this leads us to now, where you are to pick where you want to go next. If I could be so picky as to ask you to bring us to the map, Onli, since you are running the stream today. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And let's play door roulette.
Exactly. What is hiding behind door number 2?
We already found out what's behind door number 1.
Yeah, thankfully that's dead.
Baby Sarlacc.
As far as we know.
I swear if you pull the deck of many things card that gives you a pet Rancor and you don't call it Baby Sarlacc, I will be disappointed. That being said, where do you guys want to go next? You got a bunch of doors.
Aren't we heading to a door?
I believe so.
These 2 doors were up here were Bad Vibes Central.
Yes, those were Bad Vibe Central. That is correct.
I vibe checked this room, these 2 rooms, and they were civvies.
Correct.
The next way to go was down this way.
That is correct.
I would like to vibe check this room as well.
Yeah, you use the Force. Give me an insight check.
Say check. I did find my dice. They've been here all along.
Which reminds me. We're good.
Yeah, I'm sitting here going, oh, fuck my dice.
Yep, we're fine.
I set up literally everything else.
Yep.
I got a respectable 16
Nice.
on the inside.
You get familiar vibes in here.
Familiar vibes?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of familiar vibes?
Are they Angie familiar vibes?
Yeah, they're angry at being restrained vibes. Right?
This one's promising.
Indeed.
As long as it's not another creature. Beep boop boop boop.
I don't think it is. Certainly doesn't like being restrained.
Not cracking.
Alright. Yeah, you just look at the door and it cowers before electronic might and opens at this rate. It saw what you did to the other one. It doesn't want none of that. As the kids say, it does not want to catch that smoke.
You don't want this.
Nope. Mm-mm. Okay. The door will open. And within said door, you will see two Trogutas that are basically, I guess you could say chained to the wall. And in the case of a certain angry one, I would even say chained to the wall.
Let's be fair, probably.
Very fun.
And yes, one of them is indeed your friend Only.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
And the other one, funny enough, looks very much like Only.
Oh. That's really a twist.
Only?
You found that out the last time, so.
Indeed.
Yeah, Only there's something oddly familiar about this other one. You can't quite put your finger on it.
Hey, Lee, do you have a twin sister you never told us about?
Let's code of. Let's get the other one out. I clicked on the wrong token. There we go.
Why so big?
Right? I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, I'm giant.
There we go. Because clearly. All right.
Hang on just a second.
And while On Lee is in the process of regaining consciousness, what do the rest of you do?
I would like to get Only out of their chains, first and foremost.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Gonna ching 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 ching.
Do you cut it open with a lightsaber?
Well, I already have it out from fighting that fellow. Well, that was a while back.
And this is how we lose it.
Mrs. rolls in that one. Alright, you cut On Lee's arm off. Next.
I have to roll accuracy for a chain. I'm just thinking about actually wood.
I'm just kidding.
Or teeth.
But yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... Unless there's like some sort of chain controls that I don't see around here.
Mm-mm. Not that you can see here, anyway.
Okay.
As you're doing that, by the way, a bunch of Jawas run past you yelling, and they start taking apart and stealing everything that's not bolted down. Actually, you see a few of them with, hydro spanners that are actually, like, unbolting what is not, or what is bolted down, should I say.
Anything that looks like it's possessions of Only Prime or Only Beta, I'm going to stop them.
Thankfully, no. Those are in a chest between the two of them, and thankfully, you have not seen any Jawas go to that chest yet.
Okay.
There is an actual sign on top of it that says, prisoner gear or whatever.
Okay. If I'm not seeing any way to take them down, like, unless there's like a key on one of the bodies that I didn't check, but I don't imagine that matters that much. So yeah, I'll cut down the chains, cut off Only's chains, and the other girl's chain, the other Togrutta's chains, and get them off the wall.
Okay. You get to On Lee, right, and you undo chains, and by the time you turn around, the other Togrutta's chains have already come off her wrists.
Okay.
And she just confidently walks to the chest and starts retrieving her pack and her gear.
Are you alright?
When you ask that, she at first doesn't respond. And then after a few seconds, seeing that Anli's not responding, she looks up at you and she says, "Oh, were you speaking to me?"
Well, yes.
My
You were available
apologies.
For a fair amount of time.
She kind of looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and she says, "Was I? Funny. It felt shorter than that to me."
Well, a fair amount of time isn't necessarily a measurement, but understandable.
Hmm. Well, if that'll be all, and she kind of semi-nervously walks towards the door.
If I may ask,
She
Before
looks
you-
back at you, cuts you off, and says, "No, you may not." And she keeps trying to get towards the door.
Rude.
it seemed as though Only knew you.
She does. You can see her kind of hesitate half a step on her way out when you say that, and then she continues walking.
May we meet again in better circumstances.
Only, what are you doing this whole time, by the way?
I think they're still AFK.
I'm here.
No, she's back.
I'm here.
Awesome.
Sorry, I just shoved food in my mouth, so.
Nope, you're fine.
Probably. I mean, first thing she wants is her stuff back, so she's probably grabbing her shit too.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably look at Orda and be like, "We should get out of here. This is not the place for talking." And I'll start following the other Torguda, because I'm assuming they know the way out. That way they also can't quite get away.
You start following her, and instead of heading back towards what the rest of you know is the exit, she actually goes over this way. And she hangs a left.
Missy, exit the other way.
When you say that, she looks over her shoulders, and then you can show yourselves out. And she heads on over here towards that locked door.
I want to ask the other Only, not so fast. Who are you exactly? And why those lizard men take you?
She doesn't bother answering your questions as she starts tapping away on the lock code for the door. You can hear her take a deep breath, almost as if frustrated. And
What's the matter? Can't get it open?
She grumbles something under her breath when you say that, and then just punches the keypad, and the door opens. She kind of looks back at you guys for half a second. Her eyes do linger on Onli just than the rest of you guys. Seeing that nobody's a threat to her, she actually turns back and starts heading towards here, pressing a button, calling for what seems to be a turbo lift of some kind.
So I'm guessing we're just letting her leave?
Or poke my head down the hallway and go, "What is that way?"
She doesn't turn around when you talk to her. And she just says, "Something I have to do."
Does it involve getting back at the people who decided to drug us? If so, I'm game.
She says, no. It has to do with why they drugged me in the first place. You were just collateral. Wrong place, wrong time. Step away.
Well, since I was collateral, I feel like I need some answers. Why did they drug you? Why were they after you?
Because I have something that, well, someone with great wealth and influence wants.
They wouldn't have in the hut, would they?
She looks over her shoulder when you say that, and she says, score one for the bunny. Clearly he's the brains of the operation.
Oh boy, are we gonna be in trouble.
And when she looks back at the rest of you, she says, to
You
where
cut
you
out.
are right now. Oh. And then she looks back at the rest of you and goes,
Again,
Cuts
you
out
cut
again
out.
at the same spot.
Jesus. One sec.
Uncross
All
your
right.
wires.
The wires are fine. I don't know why it's doing that today.
Instructions unclear.
Either way, she says, clearly, the rest of you have no idea where you are.
Underground base of some kind.
Unfortunately, being drugged and dragged in here, no, not really.
Wait. When you say underground base of some kind, she rolls and she says, no, wrong.
About the base part?
Yes.
What is it then? Holding cells?
Look, I'd love to explain, but I got things to do. And my lift is here. And as she says that, with a hiss, the turbo lift opens.
I mean,
Amelie's gonna follow her. She didn't get the answer she wanted. She's just gonna get on the turbo lift.
I leave it on, leave behind.
Hmm.
So I'll hop on too. Be like, good, you can explain on the way.
Dear God. You guys. But, do you remember the hut that we that did our registration back a while back?
I do. I get the sense that there may be a connection here as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And you want to go mess with the guy? Tell him that we kind of killed all his guys up here?
Well, I don't want to leave two people to try and do it by themselves.
I swear, you all are going to be the death of me.
Not the first time I've heard that. From you specifically, actually.
By the way, as you guys are bantering back and forth, you hear the clicking of multiple feet on the metal surface as Nixie immediately hops on the turbo lift.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And she just stretches herself, like, vertical in front of this other Togruta here and tilts her head to the side, looking at her for an extended period of time.
Order, what is she doing?
I think she's judging sentience. Nixie, what's up?
Measuring.
Not the greatest single word response. Measuring in what way?
You just feel that primal hunger once again.
They are not lunch.
But maybe second
She
breakfast.
kind of she kind of sits back down, and you just hear, "She would not fit anyway. We cannot eat her. Too big." Then she looks back at Mibble for half a second,
No.
and then she looks at Yorda and she says, "We do not eat our."
Very good. We don't eat our friends.
So what's going on?
I guess
Measuring.
we're taking the left.
I do believe Nixie is hungry.
Just a smidgen.
She does have her own money now. Mipple taught her how to play cards.
And as you guys are bantering, right?
On the elevator so that it can go whilst
Yep.
enter.
The other Togruta has her arms crossed, and she's kind of leaning in a corner, turned away from the rest of you guys. She kind of looks like she'd rather be anywhere but here.
So how about
So
that
the-
explanation? You seem to have
She
things
looks-
all figured out. Where are we? Why are we here?
Like I said, you were collateral. I don't know why they took you. Maybe because you look like me.
Maybe they're just racist.
Maybe. Maybe they're idiots. I don't know. You can see that there's, like... a degree of discomfort coming from her, by the way, every time you speak. It's almost like her body almost physically recoils a little bit. It's very subtle. You're able to tell because it's your own speech. And you've been, in an arena fighting people, so you're used to looking for subtle body language signs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But... yeah, you can tell she'd rather be anywhere but here. For some reason, anyway.
Carrying on that train of thought. Kodav, I don't know. I haven't spent much time around our own species. Is normal for so many to look alike? Are we often confused for each other?
No. I'll tell you guys that right away.
I mean, the only time I've seen such a resemblance is in Family Lines. I mean,
When you say that, you can, like, if you can see her recoil even.
You're
Keep
cutting out
cutting
super bad. We're getting like every other word.
I'm so sorry. I said, if any of you are looking in her direction, you can see that she is recoiling even more.
if she submits to a blood test, I can tell you for sure. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I do believe you just have to ask her that. It's not up to me.
Well, I am a doctor, so I'm not going to take her blood forcibly.
I understand that this is not an ideal situation, and I understand that you have your own mission here. But we are willing to lend a hand, as well. We're already in the elevator. If you just at least explain a little bit of how this started.
As you say that, she hits the emergency stop button on the elevator.
Rah! What's the deal, Missy?
And then she hits the button back to the floor you guys were just on.
You can take us back down there, but I'm not getting off this elevator until I understand why the fuck I was drug here. I know you keep saying it's collateral, but collateral why?
And mind you, we are not getting off the elevator. We're committed to this line of thought now.
When the elevator gets to the top, after a few more seconds of uncomfortable silence from her, she just steps out and starts heading towards the exit you guys came in from.
I guess we're following.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Dog with
And
bone.
She'll exit the base and kind of look around her, making sure she takes note of her surroundings. How far we are from the city and everything, and then she starts heading towards.
You keep cutting out.
Yeah, we're getting
Sorry.
less.
I don't know why it's doing this. It's turned on. It's fine. There's no electronics near it, and for some reason it cuts.
It needs a new cord.
Probably. Give me a minute. Let's see if it's properly plugged in and everything. Give me a minute. All right. How's this?
Better for now?
Let's see if it works.
Hard to tell.
So she heads towards the city at this point. She exits the base, ignoring you guys, and just takes account of her surroundings and heads towards the city.
Restocking, refueling. What's up?
Since you obviously don't want to tell us, how about we do a little trade? You obviously want to do something else in that base. We can go back there and do that. In exchange, maybe you can give us some information about the surrounding area.
She takes a deep breath, finally turns in your direction, but all of you. And on the resemblance is striking. Not just physically, but the body language and even her voice when she talks. The inflections, the way she punctuates her words. And she clearly says to the rest of you, look, maybe I don't want you guys to go in there. Maybe I don't want you to follow me. And maybe you should mind your own business.
We're not very good at that.
Clearly.
Well, I mean, if you're going to insist on that, I'm just going to go back in that base and go figure out whatever it was that you were trying to get to. We're turn around and start walking back. You've hit a stubborn streak.
Kodav is just like, oh well, it's gonna be one of those days. And he follows.
If you go towards the hatch to the base, as you get near it, it slams shut. And if you turn around, you see that other Togruta standing there, hand extended towards the hatch.
Oh.
Might be a Jedi.
And she says, you can be suicidal on your own time, not on mine.
Well, you're making it so it's on our own time.
What?
No one told
don't
you to
want us
stay.
around.
I just want to. I want to cast Sense Force just to see if I suspect she's using the Force, but
Okay, go ahead.
I want confirmation. Doesn't say I have to roll anything. Let me
Nope. I think you
okay.
just do it, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
Yeah, I just have to concentrate.
Yep.
And basically, anything that's within 30 feet of me.
Yep. Yeah, so yeah, you do feel a faint aura coming from her.
So I'm gonna go Force sensitive, Padawan, Jedi. Hopefully not a Sith.
Sense Force does not tell you that. Sense Force just tells you
No,
where
I'm
it
asking.
comes from.
I'm
Asking
asking
directly.
her.
And
Oh, in character.
Yeah, I'm asking in character.
She kind of tilts her head to the side and looks at you. And then gives you the old Does it matter?
Well, you're a Sith. I might have issues.
She rolls her eyes. No, I'm not, Bozo. I would have killed you already if I...
Oh, you've killed quite a few Sith Lords.
What? No, I would have killed you if I was a Sith. You're insufferable.
No, and
saying that
I'm,
we would
and I'm
get-
telling you, we've personally dispatched Sith Lords. So, I mean, you can think you would have killed us if you're a Sith, but I mean, you know, I've seen what she does to Sith, and it's not pretty.
I would like to object to this, but he's not wrong. It's not because he was Sith per se, but he was an asshole.
He never died.
Ah, yes, Darth Mick doesn't die.
Like how he now has a Mick in there. He's like, Darth does not die.
More and more
He doesn't
complicated
die.
every time. Come on.
That implies that's his last name and he has a first name.
Right.
Which is probably why. Like, why
Right.
won't you never die?
I think it was Why Won't You Die, right? What you guys had called him? Yeah.
When she gets like this, she's pretty much like a leech. So unless you're gonna try and pull her off you, your easiest thing to do is tell her what she wants to know, and she'll probably leave you alone.
She just looks up at you, Only, and she just says, "You should have never left Kashyyyk." And then she just turns.
Ooh.
And then she just turns away and walks.
Sheik's the Wookiee planet, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's probably a moment where Only actually has to try to... There's some sort of rage that starts boiling up.
Okay.
That she has to get under control before she can speak again, rationally.
Okay. Okay.
So it probably takes her a moment before she manages to spit out. How the fuck do you know I was on Kashyyyk?
To that, at first, she doesn't answer. She's walking away from you guys. I won't say as fast as her legs can carry her, but she's definitely pissed off power walking away.
I'm more pull out one of my spears and I'm more throw it in front of her, which I pretty much probably should be able to do at precision because of my fighting style.
Sure, roll me a d20.
Add anything to it or just the d20?
Just the d20.
15.
All right. I mean, yeah, sorry, add your attack roll to it. Sorry, why did I say nothing? I'm an idiot. Yeah, go ahead.
22.
Perfect. Yeah, you chuck it her way, right? And it is like on target, right, for you to throw it in front of her feet. But before the tip of it could embed itself in the sand, she just lets out an angry "ah!" and just kicks the tip of the spear, sending it just like flying upwards as she keeps walking.
I should still be able to recall it.
Yeah, you can recall it.
Gonna have to chase after her then. She's not getting to leave after dropping that.
Right? Of course
She
not.
doesn't get to leave.
So what do you do then?
I mean, if she's not gonna respond to the weapon in front of her, I'm going to move in front.
Well, like I said, she punted the sword away.
Yeah.
Not the sword, the spear away.
I'm gonna turn to Nibble and go like, wish I had some popcorn.
Same.
When you say I wish I had some popcorn, you hear a gurgling noise next to you, and you see Nixie looking up at you with like secretions dripping from her mandibles.
Popcorn? Did you say popcorn?
He's for me.
We can't understand her, but we kind of figure.
Right.
Non-verbal communication. That's what.
You know, when I hear the obvious gurgling abdomen from the insectoid queen, I turn to Orchid. I'm like, I think she's hungry again. This is gonna be a problem.
I bought plenty of extra.
Sorry, I need to look something up really fast to see if I gave a name to a character in my backstory real fast.
I don't.
Oh god, which character was it? Too many characters for this game.
I bought extra food, and I don't think.
I read it. There is no name in here.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Nah, I said its name was their name was unpronounceable.
Oh,
it had no translation.
You're talking about the Wookiee caretaker. Yes.
Yeah. I would go back and ask. Gives out grumbles of name.
Mm-hmm.
But they're dead. So now you're the only one that give me an answer of why the fuck you knew I was on that planet.
When you mentioned that, indescribable Wookiee name.exe was dead, or unpronounceable Wookiee name.exe was dead, let me go gargle some marbles here and see if we can, try to make some Wookiee sounds, but,
not our forte.
Yeah, Jawas, I'm pushing it.
And you're cut out.
I was saying Wookiees voices I'm not doing.
It lasted a while before cutting out.
Yeah, one sec.
Got better.
There we go. I changed one of the settings. Let's see if that helps. But yeah, so all that to say,
Also,
yeah.
You have Only's background on stream.
Oh, thank you. I forget that that's on stream. Probably take us off the map now.
There we go.
Probably would be helpful.
And, yep, thank you. And yeah, so she, like I said, pauses for a minute when you mention that the Wookiee is dead. And she just kind of says, well, everything eventually dies. Guess it was his time. He must have been, well, either weak or old. And she keeps walking.
Like out of character, I'm secretly waiting for them to get into a fist fight so I can, on the sly, get some blood. It's like, as a doctor, I can't, take her blood without consent. But if it's spilt,
it's on the floor, and I'm just cleaning it up.
Yeah, if it's spilt in the course of an altercation, it's fair game.
Or maybe gotten on one of Only's weapons.
Yeah.
Kodav, the morally flexible doctor. I like it. The ethically dubious doctor.
I like to think my ethics as a doctor is akin to Bones from Star Trek.
Right?
It's like I'm not gonna outright like Kevorkian you, but should I have the opportunity to save someone else with your corpse? Oh well.
Right. So, that being said,
Look, you can't give consent anymore, so because you're dead. So I'm going to assume consent.
is there anything else you want to do as she resumes walking towards the city? Rosa.
Yeah, I'm just deciding how to phrase it, so give me a second.
Take your time. Do no harm doesn't mean don't benefit from them. Stop it.
A doctor's whole business is benefiting from
Anli will let out a sigh as an attempt to release some of the frustration she's also feeling. Not an angry sigh, but more of a letting it go, kind of just deflation, almost.
Mm-hmm.
As her mind starts to take back over and process what's happening. And she'll call out one more time.
Okay.
And she'll be like, there were only 2 people that knew I was there. Either that be one of them or someone closely related to them. And given what the good doctor here says about Togrutas and their how they look like, my bet is you either one of my parents or a sibling that came after. Oh, who knows? Maybe there was one before and I just don't remember. I was a child.
When you say that, she goes immobile, and you see that she's holding her fists tight to the point where, like, if this was a human, she'd be white-knuckled. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't know why you wanted me to stay there, but it's clear that I'm not going to. So you either can give me some answers, allow me better protect my own self, or you can keep walking away, and I will figure that out myself. I'm more gonna walk over and start messing with the door. I'm not really doing anything with the door, but I'm more start messing with the keypad.
Yeah, you could see that it's shut, and it is not opening for some reason.
Yeah.
Something was done to it. It's almost like a spell was cast on it.
Right?
Right.
Just dig around.
She's not actually trying to open the door, so...
No, I'm
Mibble's
just saying.
thinking, should he go over and check it out, or should he just let them be?
Mibble conveniently drops it and cusses a grenade. like, oops, clank, clank, clank.
As you're messing with the door, she walks back to you. She grabs your wrist and she says, "Are you mental? Stop being silly and putting yourself in danger."
I don't think somebody who doesn't care would be so concerned.
When you say that, Mibble, she kind of about faces, and you can see that her features look angry when she care.
You cut out in near the end of that.
She looks at you, Mibble, her face angry.
And cut out.
Yep.
God damn it! Why does it
The
do
same
that?
words.
I need a new mic. I think I need a new mic. I think this thing's dying. But yeah, she looks at you and she says, "Of course I care."
I'm sorry, putting myself in danger is about the only thing I can do these days. It's how I've gotten myself to survive for so long, so no, I'm not going to stop doing it, and I'm going to get the answers I need. So if you don't want me trying to go back in there, the ball's in your court.
She takes a deep breath. Pulls out a lightsaber
Oh shit!
and starts welding the door shut.
Okay.
Then she
What
looks
color?
at
What color?
Anli.
When she takes
And
out
she-
her lightsaber instinctively, like
Yep.
I ignite both of mine.
Of course.
And remember, one of mine is the red.
Yeah.
So,
But considering what you said earlier about Sith not being your friends and having killed them before, she's
I
not
know.
as stressed out by that as she is making sure Anli doesn't go back in there.
You know, doors are not the only way into places.
She shrugs and she says, "It is when the rest of the place is sand." And then she walks away.
They have to have an air vent somewhere.
I'm not gonna be able to move that much sand with the force.
Right?
Look,
Well,
logically
they're trying to save
speaking, they
things.
have to have an air ventilation system. It's
Or
the
if they
only
just
way this
have-
thing works.
Does it really, though?
Shh.
Anywho. Yeah, she walks away, like I said, and you stomping into the sand at this point. It actually oddly reminds you a little bit of you when you lose a match in the arena.
Makes her feel a little better, honestly. She knows she won.
Also, Auntie knows she has other Force users who have lightsabers that could probably cut through that hatch.
Just
Oh,
allow
Yeah,
me in.
lightsaber welds,
Alright.
lightsaber unwelds, so...
Koda speaks up, and he calls over to the other Only,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, if you are family and you claim that you do care for her, I haven't been with Only for long, but she has a very long and indomitable stubborn streak. She will find a way in there, and she will find the answers that you're not giving her.
One way or another.
If you think something's in there is going to do her serious harm, it's not going to hurt you to just tell her what it is. And I want to make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Even though I'm not proficient.
I'll
Doesn't matter.
provide guidance.
There you go.
So a d6.
Ooh, I rolled an 18. Plus, and the 1 from the d6. So that's 19 plus 2, 21.
Okay. You say that, and when you do, say that she's got a stubborn streak and everything, she kind of stops for half a second. She huffs and she says, I know. She got that stubborn streak from me.
Oh.
And then she turns around, she looks at Anli, and
Nope,
And
nope.
cut
And we cut out for the entire sentence.
and then she turns around and she says, does that answer your question as to why I don't want to see you in danger, daughter?
Answers half my question. Doesn't tell me why it was drug here. Or why you left me there.
For the same reason I don't want you going in there. To keep you from danger and to keep me from you.
And what is so dangerous in there? You failed to explain that.
Likely
I'm
a
not-
hut.
I'm not going to tell you, and you are going to stay away from it.
You're having the opposite effect right now. After recent experience with children, I know that you are just goading her into going in there.
Recent experience as a children.
Not wrong. And her response to this is to look over at Orna, who I'm assuming is probably staying closer to her. Be like,
Oh.
just because that's welded shut by a lightsaber doesn't mean your lightsaber can't cut through it, right?
It could probably cut through it.
I mean, I do have 2 that I'm willing to sacrifice.
And we have
Perfect.
extras. Yeah.
So once again, I'm going to ask you, what's in there? Or do I have to go in and find out?
So, you know who she is, right? How Anli is. Like I said, she got this from her mom.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 2 donkeys kicking at each other, and it ain't gonna...
And cut out.
Escalating.
It's 2 donkeys kicking at each other, and it ain't gonna... As she crosses her hands and she says, no, you're not.
Oh, I know this one. This one doesn't work either.
The fucking peanut gallery.
Or to finding catharsis and finding something so relatable.
And while this is happening, by the way, Orta, next to you, you see Nixie kind of looking at you very unblinking.
Here you go, Nixie. I have some snacks from before we left town. I forgot to get them.
Yeah, food! She starts eating.
And I'm gonna walk over to Koda because he said that he has 2 lightsabers, one he doesn't mind sacrificing. Like, can I borrow this? Or take the lightsaber over to the door, start cutting it open.
When that lightsaber comes close to the door and starts cutting it open, she extends a hand and you hear a twist of metal and sparks fly from the lightsaber handle, and she said, I said no.
Did she just break my lightsaber?
She did.
You know, Sith Lord lightsabers are not easy to come by.
And my daughter is irreplaceable.
Does it look like it's fixable, or did she just, like, crunch it?
Oh, she twisted the whole thing completely.
God damn it.
So irreplaceable, you left me on an
Somewhere
entirely different
safe.
planet.
Somewhere
yeah.
safe that made you strong and helped you thrive, yes.
So safe.
Clearly, you're here alive.
Oh, I haven't been on the planet for a while.
And for the against a Sith Lord.
Multiple.
She then looks at the rest of you and she says, what are you all doing?
Well,
I believe that's top secret.
is it
Memory
top
serves,
secret?
Like, it's
Right.
I can't remember.
I'm asking out loud because, you know...
Technically, we're not supposed to tell people we're after what we're after.
I'm just the support character. It's like... You know, it's like... I kind of dismiss all the Jedi bureaucracy, so whether or not this mission is actually top secret, I'm here because my aunt said I had to be here or she'd kick my ass. And I was like, I want none of that mess.
We're here on business and nothing else.
Don't really know exactly why they're here. I'm here as bodyguard.
Well, I'm here because my aunt told me I had to be here, or else.
And so far, my job duties have...
by higher power.
I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to share, but I mean, do you
Order the
trust your new mom?
Order is the
The new mom, wow.
Wow! Low blow there, sir. Low blow. If Order actually said that, you get a very questionable look from Omni, like, the fuck?
Drama.
I don't imagine Order would actually be that sexy.
Y'all killing me here.
I'm genuinely not sure how much I can share. I mean, all I know is it is a job that is by no means safe. And puts us in the crosshairs of very strong people.
Well, then no need to add more to the list, she says. Instead, allow me to help. What are you looking for? Why are you on this planet?
GM, it's been about 7 years. I don't entirely remember.
We were looking for ruins.
We're following a
Ruins.
lead for the
Okay,
sword.
yeah, it's the ruins to find the guy who...
The Heal the Kyber Coaster guy made the soul saber.
Yeah.
That whole line.
And also find out what the Sith are doing.
And
We
why
think
is
it's connected to the ruins.
Well, that's
Not
secondarily. We're
What
hoping.
I mean, no,
we're hoping finding the temple is actually gonna be the lore dump.
If there is a temple.
Technically, according to the Jedi, that's primary. Everything else is secondary, but we've kind of reversed it in what we're doing.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And what the Jedi want comes secondary.
See, I'd say choo choo, that's the sound of the train leaving the station, but at this point, choo choo, that's the size, that's the train running away from the train.
We're hopping tracks here. We've gone 4 tracks over by now.
Yup.
We're trying to get to Diagon Alley, but we just keep
Look,
running into
I'm not
the
gonna
walls
lie, you guys have derailed this campaign 4 times, so at this point I'm just...
Oh God, have we?
Yep.
Listen,
How
I
many of
think,
those were
well,
character deaths, though?
two of them, actually, funny enough. But yes,
Fuck.
moving on.
I've had 2 character deaths.
Yep.
as long as at least one
Hey.
of them was mine.
I have 50%
Right.
success rate in derailing the campaign.
Hey, not bad, not bad.
It's all about how you present the numbers, right?
So far, so good. Flip a coin, right? And when you say that you're looking for something old, she looks at you and she says, well, you're not going to find it in any of the main settlements then. It's probably somewhere in the desert.
Which
Your
desert?
Your best bet, if you wish to know, is to contact the locals. The Tuscan Raiders. You know, mask-wearing, gaffy stick-wielding guys, all dressed in...
The Jawas still around.
yeah, they're kind of hanging out with Nixie right now.
I'll ping the hive mind and be like, have you folks seen any old stone buildings and not old metal buildings?
I mean, most of the buildings in the city are made of stones, so you just get you get your mind flooded with pictures of the city.
In the desert. Far off, not civilization.
The only out of the desert thing that you can think that you get like any form of vision from these guys is them riding in their sandcrawler.
Can we use that sand crawler? So we're looking in the desert, away from settlements, and we're talking to the raiders.
If you so wish. But at least that's where I would start if I was looking for something old. They have memory of the desert. It's not just sand to them.
Interesting.
So?
The help is appreciated, the guidance is appreciated. I personally don't have a say in whether this is all done, but you clearly don't seem to want to be here.
I simply have things to do, unfortunately. And then when she kind of looks at Anli and she says, more things.
Nope, you're gone. More what?
More things to do, and that now that I know that...
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I really need a microphone. I'm so sorry, guys.
We're losing
She
half
says,
sentences
no
to full
worries.
sentences
yeah,
now.
I'm so sorry. I need a new mic. She says, yeah, more things now that I... Wow, every time no, but it's like every time I try to say it, I don't know if it's my noise cancellation or something that's acting up, but anything I say that's a tongue twister, it cuts out.
Do
Could be
you
related.
have?
Give me a minute.
I forget what it's called, but there's a mic setting that that cancels
yeah.
peaks.
How about this? Let's go on break and we'll take a little bit of time to work on some technical issues.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Let me see if I can figure it out.
We'll be back, y'all.
Yep.
And we're back.
Alrighty.
With hopefully the
Yay.
mic issues all fixed.
Mic is fixed. We should be good. It was a Discord update that once again messed with the settings, reset some of the settings. Here we went.
Yeah, a
Certified
great thing
fix.
like for Discord's about. Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking
But no,
everything
we're
up.
good now. It doesn't seem to be cutting anymore, so we are good.
And we don't
go.
have to buy any new tech.
Correct.
This is why we troubleshoot before spending $200.
Yeah.
Correct.
It is.
Sadly, I'm eventually gonna have to buy a new keyboard and mouse. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
See, when my last one cut out, I had an old set that came with the computer when I bought it. And I've just been running that. It's old, it's stupid, it's just like basic as fuck, but it works. So.
Ain't broke.
No, mine are 4 years old, and Corsair has no out of warranty support. And the issue is minor, but they don't have an out of warranty fix for it. It's so stupid.
Gotta
I'm
love
gonna-
it.
Yeah, it's basically my left click switch is dying, so it's registering twice a lot of
Ooh.
times. And it's a known issue with old soft hardware. And I have a couple keys on my keyboard that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
My
sounds
stuff's
like
starting
it's
to stick
gonna
a
go
lot.
soon.
Yeah.
That being said, let's get back to the story. You were asking Mom a question. Or saying something to Mom.
Mom was saying something to us.
Yes, she was answering you guys. And they had me repeat it once the mic was fixed, and now it's going out of my head.
She
Have
had other
more
things-
stuff to
she
take
had
care
other
of.
things to do. Now a lot more things because.
Ah,
her
yes,
daughter's-
exactly. Now she had a lot more things now that, she knew her daughter was in town, basically.
I mean, you helped us, why don't you let us help you then?
Supposed to be safe on a planet full of bloodthirsty Wookiees.
Wookiees are not bloodthirsty.
Eh,
And then she turns and she also says, and if you want to help me, daughter, don't cause me any worry and stay safe. It's that simple.
Which only goes to show that you have no idea who I am.
Of course not. You were 5 when I left you with the Wookiees.
4.
She waves a hand like, okay, fine, you want to argue over a year.
Yes, she does.
5, 4, tomato.
Look, she's so butthurt about earlier and refuses to move on, okay?
She kind of looks at the rest of you and she says, was there anything else?
I'm
I'm
curious of what's going on down there.
Again, not a good idea for you to get in the middle of it yet. Or ever, really.
well, we got Only back from our would-be kidnappers, so I'm fine with never knowing what the hell is down there.
If it has anything to do with that hut, I'd rather not find out what's going on down there.
She points at Mibble and she says, this one has the right of it. I don't know why the rest of you seem to want to rush headlong into potentially lethal danger.
It's what I do.
It's kind of a habit of theirs.
I mean,
Look, would you-
initially we were going to save her from the kidnappers.
She nods and she says, and you did a great job of that, I'll tell you that much. Thank you. I appreciate you watching out for her. She does tend to get herself into dangerous situations. I'm sure if she's anything like me. Yes?
I lost it.
Was that it?
brain fart.
No, she just looks at you, she goes, was that it? Okay, well. Was there anything else?
Why are you wanted?
I'm not wanted.
I think
The
those
stormtroopers
guys
back
were.
there have a different opinion.
I don't think those lizard guys were the authorities, Mibble.
No, but if you do
She,
remember,
she
the
has a little
authorities...
smirk on her face when Kodav says that.
Kodav, if you remember, it was not just the lizard guys that came after me. We had those people in the bar.
Well, I mean, they're not authorities, but an authority. I mean, there's a difference.
Not really, though. There's not.
Yeah, but they wanted her too.
Sounds like she's pissed off a lot of people. It's all coming back towards me because I look like her.
I've found in my short years of existence that people with too much power tend to exponentially become assholes.
You know, if you explain a little about what was going on, I could stay out of the way a little better.
She looks at you, and her eyes narrow. Give me a persuasion check.
I feel like guidance would be too.
Actually, wait. If you know more, you're bullshitting, aren't you? Give me a deception check.
I mean, she's making a deduction based on the fact that the authority people came after them in the bar, and she keeps getting mistaken for this lady, so... But deception, sure.
Well, are you going to potentially, still go after this if you get more info or not? That's... You pick... You don't have to answer me, but you pick whether it's a deception or a persuasion check.
15. It's really the same both ways, and she hasn't made up her mind. So, you take that as you will. Depends on the answer.
Let me roll something on my end to see how she interprets this.
We should call it a perception check, because it's a persuasion.
She looks at you both. And then back to Kodav and Nibble as well. And then back to you, Audley. And she says, I'd love nothing more than to explain, daughter. But honestly, I have a feeling that if I do tell you, you're gonna rush headlong anyway.
That's fine, I'll go in blind. I'm sure eventually if I walk through enough towns, someone will mistake me for you again.
She turns and shrugs and says, do what you want, and walks away. As she's clearly just as stubborn as Only, who clearly got it from her mom.
What was your analogy earlier? 2 donkeys kicking it out?
Yep, literally 2 asses kicking at each other. Yep.
Yeah.
Yup.
Donkey Tyson's.
Basically.
Trying to figure out...
Ridiculous as it is.
It is.
Kodav would hate the Clone Wars. Yes, he would. Alright.
I mean, Onley's pretty much done. She's not going to do any other persuasions or anything else unless someone else wants to.
She's walking away right now, so
Yeah.
if you guys want to interrupt her, go ahead, but yeah.
Oh, when she gets to like almost out of earshot, Kodav is gonna yell, It'd be nice to have a communication frequency in case you two want to have a more civil conversation.
She walks back, stomping her feet.
Let's talk about this. Was a civil conversation.
Grabs a data pad from her backpack types in something, chucks it in the sand, and then like spikes it into the sand and walks away.
It's
Fair.
like this totally reminds me of all the conversations Kodev has with his aunt. It's
Right.
like usually it comes to blows at the end of lightsabers, though.
Basically.
It's like
Should we just call you Onley's mom, or
I'm gonna like elbow Mibble lightly and go get the data pad.
Yeah.
As you ask, should we just call you Onley's mom or whatever? She just says, "Ask my daughter for my name if she hasn't forgotten it," and she walks off.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Mibble will cook.
Onley's just like, "I'm gonna kill this bitch."
Mibble's
She's
gonna
my
grab
mom,
the
but I'm
data pad, see what she put in there.
Yep. So what are you checking?
Did you put a name?
Nope, just a comm frequency.
I think in response to that, let's just walk away to the group, not yelling back at her. It's more of a, she left when I was fucking 4. The only name I knew was Mom.
alright, we're putting her as mom.
I mean, you know,
Hey, Mom.
I mean, when we're more calm, I mean, there are some meditation methods to help retrieve memories that are kind of muddled or kind of old.
You get a look from Onley that pretty much says, "You think I fucking meditate?"
I mean, you might need some assistance, but I mean, it's doable.
Besides, you'd be surprised what can lead to a state of meditation.
We'll see. For now, do you sound like you had some idea where we need to head for these ruins? We probably should get there before what's his fucking face shows up.
I even though it's like crunched, I'm gonna grab the the squished lightsaber and put
Check
it
the
in my
kyber crystal.
put it in, well, I'm pretty sure the kyber crystal's crushed. It's like, but I'm just gonna put it in my pack, and then I was like, it's still a trophy, damn it.
It is. It is.
I mean, it looks like we're gonna have to find the raiders, which.
By the way, when that lightsaber got destroyed, I wasn't able to say because the story was moving a bit too fast. But when the lightsaber got destroyed, Orta, you felt an angry vibration from your lightsaber.
Oh yeah.
It was his.
That was that guy's lightsaber, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Destroyed an ancient artifact. That's right.
I'm gonna look over at Kodev as he picks up that lightsaber. Like, sorry about that.
I have the other one.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, if we
Quick question.
meet Fuckface again, we'll try and steal his.
Good question. Was there
Mr.
also
Does-
like the sense, like there was that pulse of rage, but was there also a pulse of Zizu cackling?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Always, if he's pissed off, yes, Zizu is cackling.
Hercules, Hercules.
I mean, do we have any means of, bargaining with the raiders? I mean, can our newly found Jawa friends help us out on that? As I look to the queen and the throng of Jawas that follow her around.
The Onley is just noticing for the first time. Who the fuck are they? Did you acquire more children while I was gone? To Orta.
Right.
I'm not sure what happened. She went into a duct system and came out with them.
Yeah.
They apparently do what she says. I'm not sure how that works.
Well, we all do the same thing. We all do what we do.
I'm sorry, what?
I
Right.
don't know.
I'm so confused.
She's the queen of the hive. They are now a member of the hive. We are now members of the hive.
Oh.
So the
this
answer
was
is
sort of
yes.
Like,
Does it mean
In
they gotta?
simple terms,
Does,
the answer
does
is
that
yes.
mean they gotta come with us when we leave this planet?
Not necessarily.
I mean,
I think that's up to the
I'm
hive. They get to decide.
I think we have to see what the decision is.
I mean,
I'm sure the Jedi Council isn't gonna like a whole bunch of Jawas.
Well, you know.
around when we return.
What's more scary than Jawas? Organized Jawas. I mean, look what we were able to do with 40 of them on the same wavelength.
Fair.
Oh yeah, by the way, there are 40 of them. It's not a small number.
Well,
That's
we're not
why-
going to be
that's-
inconspicuous at all.
That's why I said. That's why I said wrong. I used the right word.
You did.
Well, it
You know
sounds
what?
like we need to go find ourselves some raiders.
If we see the Sith again.
They'd be little more than a distraction to a bunch of Sith.
I
I
mean,
mean, I don't have any particular love for Jawas, but I mean that's a little cruel.
well, do they have any inclination on where we go next? Or how we find these raiders?
I Google search in the hive mind.
Yeah, you don't really know where to find them, but you do know of an area in the desert where they often are sighted, attacking actually strangers and trespassers.
Anywhere that they come into town to trade.
Nope, they don't do that. They live
No.
autonomously in the desert. They do not come in the cities to trade.
Yeah, that's what the bartender said. Pretty much just desert folk.
Stick to their own.
Yup.
Correct.
Oh no! I just thought of something.
So, I mean,
What if Nixie puts them in the hive too?
Oh, you just thought of that? I've been thinking about that for a while now.
I've been
Worried about
I've
that
been worried about that for like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like,
Yeah,
if Orta had hair, there would be gray hairs at this point.
Nixie is just, going to end up staying here and slowly turning the entire planet into her hive mind.
I mean,
If Orta had a bottom jaw, he'd be grinding his teeth. He'd need a dentist by now.
True.
I mean, you said they had a sand
Welcome
crawler.
to,
Can
Parenthood.
we just grab a handful of them in the sand crawler and just head out that way and just leave the bulk of them here?
It is a possibility. I can see that being fine. Certainly better than walking. Less conspicuous than flying.
I would rather not take the chance of them having something that could potentially damage the ship.
Indeed. I wouldn't want to put the ship in danger either.
Oh,
And time is of the essence, so it might be better
Yeah,
to take something that goes faster than walking.
Yes.
You mentioned the hive mind wanting to borrow the sandcrawler, and you basically get an answer that's along the lines of, "We cannot. It belongs to the clans. The clans do not move if there is not enough salvage." Only use the big machine to bring back lots of salvage.
Well, if we're heading to ruins, that's a lot of salvage.
Um,
Persuasion.
no, it's not really persuasion. It's more that she'll turn and kind of look at you, Orta, and she'll say, you know, metal salvage. Ruins don't have metal salvage. We're looking for metal salvage.
Hey, we don't know what's inside this place.
The
if
big
we find
machine
it.
does not move without metal salvage. Once we've seen it, if we see the big metal salvage, then they'll move the big machine to help.
So it's a matter of confirming. That there is something to be gained.
She nods.
What's going on, Orta?
I mean,
If we want to use the sandcrawler, we have to prove that there is something worth using the sandcrawler for.
oh, that's annoying. Can we rent a sandcrawler?
Maybe. I've not been on this planet before, so it's hard for me to say.
I mean, how far are we from the bar?
You know, couple of hours. Not even.
Okay.
Also, we're really outside the city.
Yes. You're not too far outside of the city, but you're outside the city.
Did we bring the ship out here, or did we like walk it?
Oh, you guys walked it.
Okay.
But you could probably, you know, grab the ship.
I mean, we can camp for the night, head back into the city, and then see about renting a sandcrawler.
Or some kind of vehicle.
Seems sound to me. Though, I'm a little bit hesitant about camping out here, but what needs to be done needs to be done.
If we walk back to the city, we have to walk an awkward distance behind her.
It's like saying goodbye and then going in the same direction.
Yeah.
I mean, we can head towards the town for an hour and just put some distance between us and whatever this metal box is.
Yes. Lord knows we don't necessarily want to be connected to this place at this point.
But is gonna start walking.
Okay.
We camp in the exact same spot.
And are you guys headed back to the cantina, or are you headed somewhere else?
We're gonna travel for like an hour because I'm
Okay.
presuming it's late in the day.
Yep.
Break for camp, and then travel to the town in the morning.
Okay. You guys set up for camp, right? And I'm gonna need you guys to like describe to me a little bit what you do. You guys are camping in the desert outside the city, right?
As far as I'm aware. Unless we can make it back before total nightfall, but I don't know. Or
Entirely up to you guys. You could probably travel somewhat into the night and make it to the cantina if you wanted to do that. It's entirely up to you guys.
If we can do that, I'd rather do that.
You'll get there late, but you'll still get there. No, I won't penalize you on exhaustion or anything if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that was my concern. But yeah, if we can get back, you know, and not have to camp in the desert, then hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you guys make it back. And as you do, the Gotal, right? That's what they're called. Yes, the Gotal barkeep sees you guys walk back in, and he says, "Ah, you're back."
Yeah, and we're not dead.
He nods at you, Kodav, and he says, "That is a most fortuitous outcome." Can I help you all? A drink, perhaps?
Yeah, I'll take a drink.
Or a few.
And we need to know whether or not it's possible to rent a
A
sand
vehicle.
a sand cruiser. We need something to get us close to the raiders. Yeah,
He
some
kind of.
informa-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we need to see if there's some information we can get out of them without causing a fight.
He takes a deep breath and then looks at you, and he says, "So let me get this right. You're looking for a vehicle to go into Tusken Raider territory to then get information out of them when they're notoriously hostile to anyone that is not a Tusken Raider. To do what?" As he looks very confused.
I mean, he's gonna say something stupid that involves the order.
He tilts his head to the side. Fine.
I figure if I say it that way, I can I can at least avoid, people getting gleaming onto what we're talking about.
Let me give you a small piece of advice, he says. Tusken Raider are notoriously hostile, but certain things aggravate them more than others. For example, they hate technological vehicles.
Oh, that's
You're much better off approaching their territory on foot if you don't want to instantly get killed. Or at the very least, not instantly get attacked.
that's gonna be uncomfortable.
He nods and he says, they also have other customs. All of which, unfortunately, I don't know by heart, but again, please take heed. They are an extremely powerful warrior people. They're violent warrior people. There's a reason why the desert belongs to them.
Well, that sounds like
Right up
fun.
that Huntley alley.
Yeah, well, if we're going by foot, is there any place we can get some gear to help us not be as susceptible to the desert?
He nods and he says, I'm sure there's a few people here that you can persuade. They'll probably be able to provide you with some degree of a moisture protecting suit or something. Orta, you in your mind see that like the Jawas, their actual like robes that they have under their hood, like their hoodie cloak thing, they're actually water protection like suit, like moisture conserving suits.
Huh.
And they wear them their whole life and actually add like length to it as they grow taller.
Huh. Helpful.
Just-
Helpful.
Just for my mental picture of what's happening around, when we went into this cantina, did Nixie and our throng of 40 Jawas follow us in?
Yep.
Probably about 30. Some of them died.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Also, yep.
Our several dozen.
Yeah, maybe like 1 or 2 dozen, but yes.
Just
So as we're talking about these Tusken Raiders, we have a bunch of Jawas that Okay, got it.
And maybe a few less actually, because some of them would probably go back to their families and clan too.
Why would they? They don't have free will anymore. They're in the hive mind. No, wait. That's not what I want to teach.
Keep the hive together.
Don't take it.
Do they
Right.
get vacation time? I mean,
Vacation and sick pay?
I think the more pressing matter is we need a place to sleep.
that's fair.
I mean, we got the ship. That's gonna cost us no money.
So which one of you is carrying me back there after I drink half the bar?
I mean,
I'm kidding. I'm messing with you.
I think there's a graph stretcher in the sick bay. You can always grab it.
I am messing with you. And we're gonna have a drink or two, or 5, and I'll meet you guys back at the ship.
Cool. So I'm gonna ask the Gotul if he can, direct me to the least roguish of the people who he would want to deal with.
He looks at you and says, "Deal with how?"
And where's his place of business?
I'd love to tell you, but I don't know what you're asking me, he says.
I'm gonna look to Orta and go, do the Jawas know anyone called How?
Enter the hive mind. Google search.
You're funny.
The hive mind is Google. That is what we're naming the hive.
The Google hive. The Nixie net.
Nixie net. Jeez.
So you were asking for a person called How, yes?
Mm-hmm. I figured the Jawas probably know who he is.
No doubt, but the DM right now, is drawing a fucking blank. Give me a minute. Let me pick it up. You're looking for How. Okay, refresh my memory because I am drawing a blank. When did I mention How?
Just now. When I asked if there was a less unscrupulous person to get desert gear from.
Oh, yes, okay. Yes, okay, so you ask for Howl, right? And...
Oh, is it Howl? Or
well,
Howl?
It's H-A-O.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how you pronounce that without butchering it. It's not H-O-W and it's not H-A-O-L. It's
Gotcha.
It's H-A-O. But yes, you ask for Howl, and they nod. They know this guy. They actually sell a lot of stuff to this guy. He's a good business partner. Good salvage buyer. Many credits. Yes. Good man.
It's Chip. They recognize the name. They know him.
All right. So if we head out in the morning, can they lead us to him? Or is it better to approach him at night?
Not in the middle of the night like this, that's for sure. Let's put it that way. Anybody who shows up at your place in the middle of the night,
I don't resonate with them, generally speaking, yeah.
yeah, this just doesn't look too good, you know?
All right. So
Exactly.
let's get as good of a night of sleep as we can and look for this How person in the morning.
Perfect.
Sounds good to me.
So I guess you go back to the ship to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna trust anything that pretends to be a hotel in this place.
No, it is Tatooine. Okay.
Ani will probably spend a little bit of time at the bar, because like I said, she's going to have a drink or 2 or 5 as she finally starts processing what the fuck just happened. And then she'll head back to the ship. Hopefully.
So, I'm gonna need you guys to do me a favor at this point.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm assuming you guys do go back to bed
Yeah.
eventually. Some a little later than others, looking at you only.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right? You totally didn't drink half the night away.
Me? I would never. No, that sounds like me.
Drinks half the night away. Alright, I'm gonna have to give you an exhaustion point. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you guys are dreaming. It's night. You're having a sleep. And you are dreaming. And in your dream, you see this familiar, smooth, flat, rectangular surface with that weird golden trim border. And those runes etched upon it. Or, ancient script written upon it. As I don't know if you remember what Rojan said, but we made it to 2K for the donations.
Oh, crap.
shit.
Are we gonna do a deck poll?
And it's
Do
extra
it.
life.
Do it.
And it's extra life month too.
What does that mean?
Oh.
What it means is everybody here is pulling once from the deck, unfortunately.
Woohoo.
I know some of you don't like it, but that is the channel.
There's a Star Wars deck?
Yeah,
There's a Star Wars deck.
we've been using it. We keep getting the data pads, remember?
Yep. That was the data pads.
Yup.
That was our deck of many things.
Though,
I'm here
to be
for
f-
it.
To be fair, I think Kodov might not have bumped
Oh.
into the deck yet. I think this might be his first
Oh.
data pad.
This, this is my first data pad.
It's been a
Yeah,
while since we had one, so
it
yeah.
has.
Alright.
Yeah, I think it was Zuri who was around back then.
No, Only's had one.
Yes. I said Zuri, not Zizu.
Oh, we picked up Kodev after that. That was the episode we picked up Kodev next episode.
Correct.
I mixed up
Correct.
when we picked up people. There's been too many characters.
I'm sorry.
Most of them
alright,
mine.
I'm sorry. It's a bloody system. I don't know what to tell you.
Too many characters, most of them mine.
Right? So that being said, I have a deck with 22 cards.
Alright,
This
I'll
one
pull.
Does not. Okay. How many cards?
What do you
I
mean,
thought it
how
was
many
just-
cards?
I thought it was just one card.
Yes, I mean how many cards from the top or the
Oh.
bottom?
Oh,
do you want me to-
Yeah. Give me a second, I roll a
Which
dice.
one?
Hit me
Yep.
with it.
There's 22 cards in
Top
there.
deck. The dice said top deck it.
Top deck it is. Let's see. What's this? Okay. Nice. Only you dream of winning in the arena. And in your dream, you defeat this crazy creature. And the crowd is enraptured by your violent performance. And they throw piles of credits into the arena. When you wake up, you'll find a weird, like not a weird, but you'll weirdly find a pouch on your bedside table containing let me just make sure that the credit conversion here is accurate. But from what I'm reading, it should be... Give me one sec. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Yeah. You basically get 5,000 extra credits.
Weird, but okay.
Yep.
Weird for
Which
only.
is really weird that somebody would just put money in your room like that, but yep.
Yeah, wait a minute. What are you thinking when you wake up with 5,000 extra credits in your room?
Well, see, I'm more into assume...
Especially after she went out and got drunk, may I add.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Especially, and I'm guessing that the amount in there pertains to something I dreamt about as well, which is just odd as well. And now it becomes a, oh god, who did I fight and rob?
Who did I fight and rob, yeah. For 5,000 credits,
Or
especially.
maybe I found a fight club and I won the money, who knows? Because maybe the dream was just my body's way of processing a blackout. I don't know, but I clearly remember coming back to the ship. Yeah. That spiral happens.
Okay. Next.
Who wants to go next? I can go next if nobody's volunteering.
I'll go next. I guess I'll bottom deck it. Fuck it.
Okay. Let us see. What is this thing? Nice. Kodav. Ability score goes up by 2.
With anyone I want, or
Anyone you want. It can exceed a 20, but cannot exceed a 24.
Nice.
ooh.
Nice. When you have
So it can't exceed 20.
It can exceed
Oh.
20, but it cannot exceed 24.
Okay. Ooh.
when you have which one, can you just send it to Zoro and so I can have her update cards?
Yeah, I'm debating if I want the +3 to charisma or the +6 to wisdom.
It's a hard
Right.
one because it depends on if you're going more. Because the dark side is the charisma and the light side is the wisdom.
I want the wisdom because my powers are more. Well, so dark side powers are off my charisma modifier, or
Yes.
Yes.
what about neutral powers?
If I remember correctly, neutrals could be used with either or.
So then because I know I'm definitely taking Force Lightning, which is a dark side power.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna up my charisma to 16.
Okay. Very good.
Give me a +3.
Very good, very good. Perfect. Next.
Mibble is going direct center.
Direct center, yeah?
So 11th. Oh no, there's 2 centers technically. 'Cause, yeah, 11 on each
That's
side.
it.
It's 22. There's no center.
There's no center.
You need an odd number for that.
So you want high center or low center?
Hmm.
Okay, the 11th or the 12th card.
11 from the top or 11 from the bottom?
Number 11.
From the top or bottom?
Just number 11.
From the top then.
From the top, okay.
Alright, I sent Zoro a note.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I was just about to do the same. Thank you.
No problem.
level gains another level.
Actually, Mids, I'm sorry, you kind of drew a shit card.
Oh,
Are you modifying it for extra life like Rojan does, or are you just letting it ride?
Usually Rojan modifies for birthdays. He does not modify for extra life unless I am mistaken.
No, extra life doesn't have like the insta-death stuff. That's what
No,
he
there's no-
modifies.
There's no insta-death. This was not
Okay.
an insta-death one.
The rest
it
of
was
it
just
rides,
more-
yeah.
Yeah. Mibble, you don't know if it's the sand of the desert or something else in the air, but you realize that you know that fancy mod you had on your weapon,
Which one?
the mods that you have on your weapon.
Yeah, which one?
All of them.
All of them.
Yes.
Okay.
They have suffered a terminal malfunction, unfortunately,
Oh,
as they disintegrate.
just the mods?
Just the mods.
Basically, you do that, you lose all your magical items with your card.
Ah, boo.
no. Okay, so what did I have on that bowcaster? Because that's what I was using.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's all of your, any of your guns
I
that
know
have
you had a
mods on it.
lens that upped your accuracy or something, I think, right?
No, I had the ion battery,
That's the one.
and I had a slightly damaged repeater. And then the other things are things I built,
True. Okay.
which is the flashlight.
Hmm. Yeah, the flashlight's fine, that you can keep, but yeah, it's all the actual combat mods.
Okay, so that damaged repeater and the ion battery.
The repeater is the the repeater. Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. I was thinking bowcaster when you said repeater. Yeah, excellent. Next, who has not drawn?
Orta.
It's me.
Hi, Orta.
I guess to suit the theme, there was a top pull, a bottom pull, a top middle pull. I'll go for a bottom middle pull. 12th card.
Technically, it's oh yeah, because 12
Yeah.
on the top is the bottom middle.
Yes, it is.
Quick math.
Okay, let's see here.
See, I always roll the dice. That way, if it turns out to be a shit card, I blame it on the dice.
I just blame it on the pattern. It's your
Well,
guys'.
when I rolled my d20, it said 10, so that's like center, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh God.
What did Orta
It's,
get?
it's either good or bad.
What was it?
That reaction.
Does he level up?
No, I wish. Orta, I might allow you to re-roll that.
Oh God, it's that bad.
What was it?
It's the one
Is it the
where
alignment flip?
yes,
Yeah.
which I know does not fit with Orta's characters. I won't force you to play evil Orta. Can you roll me another? Can you draw me another card? I normally
It's
would
funny because
enforce
that
it,
was
but
the one I was worried about.
it's the one card I know you don't want to pull it. I know it messes with your character. It messes with your character too much.
Yeah, I
Let's
like
see
that
what
one for
dice.
Davi. When I got for Davi, it was really cool, but that's because of the
Well,
way she was playing.
it
It worked.
It worked with Davi. In this case, it does not work
Yeah.
with Orta, sadly.
It shoots Orta.
I mean, no, it doesn't. It's just you have to play on a certain part of Orta's character that we don't want to
Oh yeah, yeah.
reveal yet.
There
remember?
is a way that there is a path for it.
Yes.
For sure.
I just don't know if you want to reveal that part of your character just yet.
Well, regardless, new card.
Okay. Gimme. Let me know.
All right, let's just go D20. Roll.
Okay.
Yeah, stop trying to follow the pattern. Do your own roll. Jeez.
It says lucky 13.
One, two, three. Okay.
I'm gonna laugh if it's the same card again.
No, it's not.
No, if anyone's gonna do that, it's gonna be me, because the same way I keep rolling nat ones on death saves.
Okay, cool. Orta, you have a weird dream about the Jedi Masters of old.
Uh-huh.
And as you meditate, you realize that you've actually managed to establish a somewhat tenuous contact with one of them through the Force.
Oh.
At any time, for 1 year after drawing this card, you can ask, while meditating, a question and receive a truthful answer from the Jedi Masters of old.
That's a good card.
Cool.
This is a surprise tool that will help us later.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And besides information, the answer helps you solve a puzzling problem or other dilemma. What that means is the knowledge comes with the wisdom on how to apply it. What that basically means is, long
It's not
story
fair.
short, it's not just me yeeting a number at you and you don't know what it does. You will know what that number is for. Or whatever else you ask. You will get context and not just blah.
AKA, you can't get the genie answer.
Basically.
Okay. That is very cool. That is very helpful.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So, as that continues, right, you all have those weird visions and whatnot, and the night eventually comes to an end.
Mibbles wakes up and he's like, "What the?"
Yeah, Mibble, for you it's extra aggressive. There's 2 suns on Tatooine, so morning is doubly painful.
Also, all of their good shit just got disintegrated, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Not the greatest morning.
No, exactly.
And I wake up and I'm like, do I look? I don't know. Like, more rejuvenated or something. My
Oh, touch
tentacles,
that gun!
my tentacles feel extra smooth for some reason.
Right.
God, I feel like you could talk to people more proficiently now.
Guys, either I found
just-
some sort of fight club, or I beat someone up and stole their money, because I just found a ton of money on my nightstand. But I clearly remember coming back here. I don't feel like I blacked out, but I must have blacked out at some point. We might have a problem.
Well, hopefully you won it and you didn't steal it.
There you go.
Let's hope.
That being said, before we actually start the day, if you guys don't mind, we'll take another quick little 5-minute break for bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
and
good.
we shall be back in 5 minutes.
whatever the fuck that shit was.
You know what? Actually, like, hi, we're back. Yeah, no. What really peeved me too is just he's like always taking it out on like computers and stuff like that, and I'm like, really, dude? Like, at least Granddad Vader choked a man once in a while, but you're just like picking out your lightsaber and beating stuff up because you don't like it.
Darth Hissy Fit. That's
Oh, we're talking about Kylo Hissy Fit Shin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darth Hissy Fit.
So
We were saying that like if they had like this was Az who said this, and I actually kind of agree with him. If we had stuck to the original like script of the first of the 3 movies, right, and had Quinn become the actual like main character / Jedi / whatever, that would have been so much more fun. Just a stormtrooper that has to go find Luke and learn how to harness his stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun.
It would have been an actual passing of the torch, like trilogy.
Yup.
Like it would have been great.
Yup.
I mean, you still could have had, you know, Han die. He didn't have to die in that cheesy fucking fashion.
Ugh, but yeah, I know. We could have killed Han Solo in another way. That would have worked. That's fine.
I would much rather have had Han dying in a futile attempt to save Kylo than to have him die the way he did.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's the other thing too. Like, Kylo actively thought about it, killed Han, and then like
wishy-washy.
2 movies later, oh, I'm back to being a good guy now, and I'm like,
No, dude,
No.
you killed your father,
you consciously made the choice to kill your dad.
Killed your father in front of his best friend and then chucked him in a hole. Like, nah, bro. This no coming back from that.
And now, like 2 movies later, you're like, yeah, no, I'm a good guy now.
With no remorse.
I was like, you know,
You're enough of a good guy that when you die, you become one with the Force again. I'm like, hey, are you really though?
I know. It's like
You kind of killed your dad on purpose after thinking about it.
at least with Luke, you know, he bounded between the light and dark.
Well,
You know.
Yeah.
and I understand Kylo, like at the very least, like freaking out when Luke was like standing over him, lightsaber drawn. You know what I mean? If that's exactly what happened and not one of their delusions, but like, if that's really what happened, sure, I could understand like freaking out and wanting to protect yourself and whatever and blah blah blah. Sure, but there's a far cry from I protected myself from this guy who tried to kill me, and I am consciously choosing to kill my disarmed dad who's standing in front of me, telling me don't do it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's completely different than the heat of battle, heat of moment. I'm acting to protect myself. And killed someone.
This is like this is murder. This is first degree murder. This is I thought about it.
Premeditated.
And you know what? I decided I'm killing this guy.
Yeah.
Who happens to be my dad on top of it.
There are things you do in a story that can be unredeemable.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's the thing that got me with the Disney trilogy. There were too many things being done by too many people that were unredeemable.
And a lot of characters just like laid by the way, like just laying by the wayside and ignored in the second and third movie. And I'm like, all right, cool. You guys hyped up all these characters, and like, where's Finn in the third movie?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, and here's my other struggle: is Darth Vader at least was redeemable in the end because he came to terms and had remorse over what he did.
Correct.
But he never did anything that was deliberate as killing your own father. He did a lot of deliberate shit, and he did a lot of bad shit.
Oh yeah, he
But
did horrible shit as Vader.
He did, but he also came to he felt remorse. You could tell that he was remorseful, and that's what brought him back to the light side. You know, so there was a redeeming arc.
It was actually the whole like it's his son being killed by Palpatine that triggered him saying, "No, fuck this. Family's more important."
Yeah, he saw his son suffering. You know who he thought.
Went, you know what? Yeah, exactly. And he went like, "Family's more important than this bullshit," and he threw Palpatine down a hole. Kylo went, "No, screw you. I'm gonna kill my dad," and I'm like,
Yeah,
it's different because of the way it was presented, and that was one of Vader's principles throughout his entire life was no, family is more important. That's what led him to the dark side and led him out of it. It makes sense story wise. Kylo, on the other hand, is just a fucking teenager throwing a temper tantrum and then killing people because he can.
And on that note, let's get back to the story.
Speaking of killing people because we can.
Talking shit about some character that you don't know who hasn't even born yet by our timeline right now.
Darth who?
Alright. Exactly.
Darth, why won't you die?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's a coward baby.
Right?
Which is not the guy in the lightsaber. We haven't named him. We need to give him a name.
True.
Darth Angie Face.
I don't think he's ever gonna willingly tell us his name.
No, that's why we need to give him one. The same with Darth Why You Won't You Die. He won't give us his name.
I'm gonna call him Darth Jiminy.
Jiminy.
I mean, the one in your lightsaber.
Jiminy
That
Cricket
works.
dies horribly.
I mean, we don't know how this guy died.
The one in your lightsaber you do know about, Orta. You know their name.
I do know their name.
Okay.
I do have it marked down in my notes.
The rest of us
The,
don't.
the one who refuses to die, however, is another story.
Yes. Darth Mick, why won't you die?
Exactly.
Darth Why Mick won't die.
Anyways,
All right, so it's the morning. Weird shit happened. Mibbles royally pissed.
Oh yeah, he's sipping his coffee like.
What's more, I mean, this planet has 2 suns. So, you know, when it's morning, you're getting double the fucking wake up.
burns.
Yeah, anyone have any weird dreams last night?
Have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Pause. Objection, Your Honor.
You know, Kodak, I've heard those types of dreams are normal. Especially for men.
Weird dreams. I don't not and not prepubescent dreams. It's like, thank you very much.
I'm laughing too, because Orta of all people, you know?
Yeah.
Certainly some odd dreams.
Right?
Well, I thought I had an odd dream until I found the money on my nightstand.
So it might not be a dream for you.
That's what I'm thinking.
Nibble's just grumbling and mumbling.
Well, you're grumpier than normal.
Yeah, what about it?
That's what I'm asking. What about it? What happened?
I think modifiers on my gun just turned to dust for some reason.
Maybe they got too much sand in them.
Sand doesn't turn things to dust.
I beg to disagree.
I mean, enough sand blaster.
Give it enough time. Sand turns
Overnight.
everything to sand.
I believe
Overnight?
Well,
Did you have a weird dream too?
Can't remember.
did you dream that your weapon parts were torn to dust before they went to dust? Because maybe you did it when you sleep.
He just mumbles and grumbles.
The character will have nocturnal disintegrations. I am going to. So, are any of the Jawa on the ship with us, or is it just the Prime crew?
You don't know.
Oh
That's
dear
a scary
God!
thought.
I don't imagine we would let them on the ship, but I don't
If-
imagine there's a lot of people.
If we did, I would have locked the med bay because I do not trust
No
Jawas
gremlins?
to get into the med bay.
And
It's like-
Nibble would have locked the storage room.
There is dangerous stuff in there. I'm still categorizing. I do not need the Jawas messing with anything in there.
When you guys wake up, you see Nixie playing Pazak with 2 of the Jawas.
Oh, jeez. She's teaching him how to think.
Good morning,
Nope.
Dixie.
Wait, where did Nixie get the cards?
We don't know.
She
That's the
probably
question.
she probably took them from the table when we left. as part of her winnings.
She won the deck itself.
So I'm feeling extra good with my handsome self this morning, and I'm going to use my chef tools and
Okay.
make breakfast for us and
Very nice.
however many Jawa are on the ship.
Okay.
The other ones have to fend for themselves.
Okay. Very good.
Do you want me to roll or?
Yeah, sure. If you want to roll me a cooking roll of some kind, but otherwise, I mean, you have the tools and you're proficient in them, right? If you're making a simple meal, you're good.
Okay, yeah.
If you're trying to make something like fancy to impress someone or something, I'd say sure.
I feel like I ain't impressing no Jawas.
They'll take what they'll eat what I made and they'll like it.
It's like they're getting like the basic bitch continental breakfast.
They don't like it, tough titties.
It's scrambled eggs in a pan.
Is it like the slightly rubbery scrambled eggs?
Oh.
No, my eggs are not rubbery.
Okay, good.
They're just a little bit wet and runny.
The way they should be.
Perfect.
The way they're supposed to be.
Yep. Okay. Good. So yeah, the rest of you smell the tantalizing aroma of a continental breakfast being made.
And I make extra for Nixie considering
Her appetite.
she doesn't eat normal portions anymore.
So once you've actually like served everybody else, she's just like standing next to the stove where you're making the eggs, right? And as soon as like you put the eggs on a plate, she grabs the plate, scarfs it down, puts the empty plate back next to you on the countertop, and then just looks at you with like those secretions coming from her mandibles.
At least she waited until everybody else also ate. That's improvement.
All right, I'm just gonna like grab a dozen eggs and just chuck them in the biggest frying pan I have, and just make like a giant scramble.
Good job sharing, Nixie. Good job sharing.
Pretty sure if you just boil them, she'd eat them shell and all.
True.
I mean, it's like, just because she eats like a freaking,
Animal.
like a junkyard dog doesn't mean she needs to be fed like one. She is a queen. She should learn to be civilized when she eats. So, yeah.
When you say she should learn to be civilized when she eats, do you actually say that out loud or is that out of character?
I mean, if the egg eating shell and all comment was made in character, then that's how Kodav would respond.
Oh yeah, I was made in character.
Oh yeah, totally. That's how Kodav responds.
When you say like she would probably eat it like shell and all, only this like little thing with a bunch of extra little legs and the two scything talons in the front.
Raptorial limbs.
Yeah, the raptorial limbs. Yes, I know. The two little raptorial scything talons in the front here. She kind of looks at you, Only, and makes like a hissy clicking sound.
I'll look over at Orda, but care for a translation.
What is the translation?
She just did not appreciate the comment of being fed scraps. Or, not really well prepared food.
She's above poorly prepared food.
And then she'll like walk up next to like back to the spot where she was next to Kodav. And she's going to do the thing where like she'll lean her body against Kodav's leg.
Well, it's
And she makes another hissing sound.
Translation?
This one feeds us. This one is a good one. This one
You're
is
a good
friend.
egg, Kodav. You're a good
This
egg.
one is friend.
well, it's nice to see that she's
This one is
developing
friend,
a taste
not
for good food.
As long as she behaves.
Oh, we lost Kidra.
Oh no, the cameras!
Oh, Discord went Discord.
Her internet went out. She'll be back.
Ah.
Alright, I'll leave the cams as they
If
are
it's
while
not
we wait
me,
for her.
it's someone else. God damn it.
Do we want to do like a be right back until she comes back online so the cameras just don't look all goofy, or do we not care?
Yeah, we can.
Oh,
Oh wait.
Oh,
never mind.
oh.
I mean, she has to, once the camera's up and running, we'll all pop in the right spots.
Yeah, she just has to turn her camera on.
It's probably still
Right now,
booting
she's
up.
in my spot. She's in my spot.
Actually, you and her are exactly swapped.
This is not acceptable.
You're playing Mibble, so
Mibble is not the DM.
Right.
We're all
I'm
doing
not sure if we want Mibble as the
Right.
DM.
Oh no.
More action.
All right, y'all gotta give me coffee now.
Y'all do my work and give me coffee. I'm gonna go
There
sleep.
you Right.
I'm gonna sleep. Be a little sad for a little bit.
Right.
So when Kodav does finally sit down for breakfast, Onley will sit next to him and be like, "So it looks like the help you offered to find my family might not be necessary anymore. I guess we managed that."
Oh, did you remember?
Fuck no, but she's here. But I'm a little...
Oh,
I know I said before how I...
You mean actual finding them?
Yes.
Oh, you know.
And... Well, I really wish that I hadn't let my anger control me as much as it did yesterday.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, your little discussion, and I air quotes discussion, went about as well with me and my aunt whenever she brings up joining the council.
So maybe it's just a family thing?
I don't know. There's I think our people
you guys
are.
hear me now?
Oh, we can hear you.
Hear you.
Can hear you, boo. Yeah, camera's still.
We can't see you yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have camera because my internet is out on my computer, so I'm using my phone.
Alright,
Oh.
I'll switch the cams around real fast.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
So I can
will...
still make roll and have D20 or such. Roll 20.
Okay.
Okay.
I still have my character sheet up, so.
Yeah, you should be good anyway, unless I don't think we're gonna get into a fight tonight, and we're gonna probably end in about 20 minutes because some people are still physically recuperating right now. But yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah, Kodev will say, I think it's something with our kind. I think that our family has the ability to bring out the best and the worst in us.
Let's
It just might be a racial thing.
Well, I just hope that if we do cross paths again, that maybe it'll go a little better next time.
Well, it's not like you can't reach out and call her. You probably need some time to cool off, but, you know, at least she gave you the means to communicate with her. You know, even if it's just a log entry, you can let her know how you're doing, keep her up to date. Maybe if she feels you're keeping yourself safe and mostly out of trouble, she'll open up.
Until Till
When you
kills her
speak
character.
of staying out of trouble, you just get kind of a look from Onley.
Yeah.
You realize what I do for a living. I know I call myself you guys' bodyguard, but I arena fight. There is
said
no staying
mostly.
out of trouble.
I said mostly. So,
I mean, in those pits, they usually don't care if you die or not.
yeah, well. Hopefully we can find something for you to put your aggression more productively into.
That'd be nice. You know, maybe we'll come across a Sith Lord that doesn't die. Take it out on him for a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully not anytime soon. They're annoying.
They are. That is true. They make a good punching bag, though.
just hear that from the living room as one of them just like slams his cards down, looking at Nixie, quite pissed off.
She's reading your mind, bro. You can't bluff her. It's like,
Right.
Case in point.
like, it's like, you know. So like after we eat and stuff, you know, I'm gonna be like, like I'm gonna look to Orta and like, when hopefully they're done and we can go looking for How and hopefully not get ripped off.
I mean, there's ways to ensure we don't get ripped off, but we should try more civil approaches first.
I'd rather not get into a scuffle with someone who potentially might be involved with the underworld on Tatooine.
It doesn't always come to blows. Sometimes you just
true.
bluff.
Well, we'll see how it plays out.
I'm gonna go get that data pad from Mibble for the contact information. Honestly, don't know if I'll
He's
use it,
still
but it's good to
grubbing and
have it.
mumbling.
Mibble. I hate to break your
Yeah,
grumble
buddy.
streak here, but I'm going to need that data pad.
Yeah.
Is there anything on it other than her information? Just a casual
Not
Not
browse
even
through?
her information. You just have a frequency to contact her. That's it.
Well, it's something.
So,
We're gonna get the Jawa to take us to How.
all right. So off to How we go then.
Hi, How.
you get-
Hi, How. It's off to How's we go.
So you follow down this network, I guess you could say, of streets and back alleys in Anchorage until you get to what looks like, anyway, yet just another one of those sandy made, homes. And there's no real outside, like, designated, like, identifying factor or whatnot. There's no, like, sign, with, like, store open or any of that stuff. And it's to the point where you're Orta, you're even wondering if maybe the Jawas made a mistake and that, all surface dweller homes look the same, But one of the Jawas just goes up to the door and just knocks on it confidently.
Okay.
Takes maybe 4 or 5 minutes before the door kind of cracks open. And you see what looks like actually a human.
Oh.
Human male who just looks kind of halfway out the door, says to the Jawa, yeah, what do you want? You here to sell or something?
Actually, sir, we're here to buy.
He looks up from the Jawa to you guys and he goes, you brought them here? Back at the Jawa.
Look, we don't care what dealings you have with other people on this planet. All we need is some water suits and whatever gear we need to last a couple days in the desert.
You want to go into the desert?
I know it sounds stupid, but we
Yes.
need to go into the desert.
It doesn't just sound stupid, it is stupid.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to do stupid things for reasons that are bigger than you.
He kind of raises his hand and says, you know what? I don't want to know. Fine. How many of what do you need exactly? You said you needed suits to, like, moisture suits?
Yeah. And then he basically points to us four, and then he looks at Orts and he goes, does she even need one? I mean, I think out of all of us, she has the best chance of just surviving.
How has Nixie been feeling in the desert and all?
Surprisingly not that bad.
I mean, we could get the extra just in case. But
I mean,
theoretically, moisture shoots only work for creatures with an endoskeleton simply because they are able to absorb the moisture and generate the moisture. It wouldn't help something with an exoskeleton if we're being realistic.
yeah, I mean, all right. Well, I mean, if things look bad for her, I mean, we can always come back and figure something out.
Indeed.
Okay,
So I guess 4 moisture suits.
good. Anything else?
I mean, I guess we're gonna need water rations.
Okay.
If he can't provide it, if he can at least let us know where we can, get it from. But like basically, it's like we basically want to head out for 3-4 days max and have enough to get back. That's
Okay.
that's the goal.
Okay, so he'll prep all this stuff for you, and he'll look at all of you guys, and he says, "All right, well, for 4 people, it's quite a bit of cash. Sorry, but yep, it's gonna be 750 creds."
I got it. Might as well put those winnings to use.
You sure you want to use your blackout funds?
Yes, I'm going to use my blackout funds.
Okay.
And I'll pay for all of it. 750.
Okay.
These are... What did we call them? What suits?
Moisture suits.
Yeah, Pedouin, moisture suit. I will get it. Okay.
It's not like it's getting late for you at all.
No, that's illegal. So yeah, once that's done, my question to you all now. Do you go back to the cantina? Are you guys setting out to the desert? Are you doing that on foot? Are you buying a vehicle? What are you doing?
I'm taking the Godel's advice, not using a vehicle because they'll freak the fuck out.
Okay.
That's why I said, like if we can't find them in 4 days, then we're just gonna take the ship and just say fuck it.
You do remember something too, actually. Can y'all give me a lore real quick? Lore check?
All of us?
If it's gonna be a lore check, I forgot I have this ability because of my background from Force Adept. I have Guided by the Force.
Okay.
When you attempt to learn a piece of knowledge, you often instinctively know where or from whom you can attain it. Usually this information comes from a seemingly random person, book, or data file. Your GM might rule that the knowledge you seek is secreted away in an almost inaccessible place, or that is simply cannot be found.
Got you.
I got a 14.
I got a 19.
16.
Lore. I rolled a 19, so it's a 19.
Do we all have 0 lore?
I have a +5 in my lore.
Oh, that's true. You are int-based.
Yeah, no, I have my intelligence is +0.
So is mine.
Samesies.
So only Mibble can really
I'm the
remember
smartest
things.
one here.
So, that being said, right? I'm still a little unclear, sorry, because we're kind of bouncing back and forth, but where were you guys planning on going?
To the desert?
We're heading well we're using the Jawas because they know where the raiders are.
Perfect.
So we want to get as close to the raiders territory
The reason,
without
yeah, the reason I was saying this for and asking is because with that lore check, those of you who've rolled above a 15, you know that besides bantha, there's actually other species of animals that you could potentially use from travel to travel here. Actually,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
makes sense. Most ecosystems do have a variety.
and the one that you guys could potentially use to travel around here, while not a bantha, is actually a dewback.
I think I remember that one.
Yes,
Still be faster than walking, so I say let's get some dewbacks.
as they are
Look
native to
for-
Tatooine.
Looks for a
Uh,
stable that sells, like, rents them out or something.
You can probably purchase them from a nearby, well, probably again a nearby animal trader here.
Can we double up on them, or do we need 4? Are they big
Nope.
enough for us to double up?
They are big enough for you to double up, provided you don't weigh, 2 Darth Vaders and a half.
I don't think so.
Oh, they look like
Nixie and the
They-
Javas.
they look like rideable freaking oh god, what's the poisonous lizards? Like
Funky lizard dudes.
Your camera did the thing again, Az.
arr.
There you go.
So yeah, I'll ask him, where we can, purchase some dewbacks.
He will nod, and he'll actually point you to a vendor on the edge of town.
And how much do it cost for these things?
Why don't we just go over and ask the vendor?
Yeah.
Don't need to ask how.
That's what I'm
Oh.
more or less.
We'll go to that
Once
vendor
we
and
get
ask them.
there, like,
I'm gonna thank him and go, well, we have no idea who you are or where you live.
Right.
Or where we obtain these suits. Bye.
He nods. Pleasure doing business.
Mhm.
And as the door closes, you can hear him say something along the lines of, "Damn Jawas."
All right, we head to the edge of town and look into procuring some dewbacks.
Okay, so yeah, you go to the edge of town, and you see another vendor. This thing is, he's a big, muscular, humanoid-ish alien, from what you can tell. But you know what? It's a darn good thing he's got those big muscles, because he's got to be able to move those animals and keep those animals in line, right? And as you guys are arriving, he's kind of screaming at one of them, and then just kind of looks over his shoulder. He says, customers, what do y'all want?
Well, we need. Like, I look at Orta and go, can Nixie even ride a dewback?
I mean, presumably Nixie can, but not the Jawas.
Not the horde.
Not the Horde.
also, you may want to make sure she knows they're not food.
I will make sure that she does not eat.
How many
The
Jawas?
dewbacks are actually like 2 meters tall at the shoulder. They
Okay,
dwarf
they're not
her still.
food
So
territory,
yeah, she'll do the same thing she did. She'll like stretch herself out, look at the dewback, and just stretch herself down.
It's like, soon I'll be bigger. Soon.
Put in my
Yeah.
next growth spur, motherfucker.
But not yet.
How many?
Until I
Ja-
can ride the roller coasters.
I feel
Alright,
like we could
I
stick like
guess-
5 Jawas on one of these things. How many do we have following us?
We don't need a whole bunch. We just
We
just
probably
need
like 5.
yeah.
Funny,
I mean,
not too many because a lot of them have gone back to their clan overnight.
That's
cool.
cool.
That's fine.
There's just a small
So-
entourage for Nixie.
So I guess we need
Yeah.
we need 5 dewback and whatever they need to be out in the desert for about a week.
He nods. And he's gonna say, give me a minute. This, I think, has a... Give me a sec. Because it's a mount... There it is. Because I have two things for the dewback. I've got this actual like stat block, and then I'm trying to find it to know how much it costs to buy one. You know what? Give me a minute. Okay, there's no set price for them. But you guys are buying what, 4 of them?
5, because we need one for the Jawas.
Right.
Well, we can double up, so we only need 2 for us.
Oh, that's right.
And 1 for the Jawas.
So 3.
So
yeah,
3.
Okay, that makes more sense. All right, yeah, no, so he nods at you all and he says, all right, well, it's going to be easy. It's going to be math, 750 apiece.
Right.
I can provide some funds as well.
I mean, I can get it again if we need to. You guys have been buying a lot of our stuff to
Is this at 750?
help us out.
I can afford to pay for mine.
Yes, I can as well. We needed what, 3 total?
Yeah, so
Yes.
I can pay for one at least.
Yeah, I can pay for one as well. No problem.
Seeming how Mibble will probably have to replace their weapon parts soon, I'll pay for the 3rd.
Okay.
That way Mibble can
If you
save
can
up
find those
for
weapon
mods.
Right.
And I ask if that includes, provisions for the dewback as well. Or is that extra?
He shakes his head. He said, I'll give you, a week's worth of basic food.
All right.
And he does give you, like I said, enough food for you for those guys to last about a week.
All right.
While he's off wrangling up the food and the dewbacks themselves, Anli will take a moment to admire the muscles. She likes muscles.
Yeah, those things are pretty surprisingly solid creature-wise, by the way. They are native to Tatooine. They are actually able to go a long time without water. It's almost like let me take a camel, turn it into this giant lizard.
Yeah. And if we no longer have a use for these creatures, is this something we can bring back and possibly sell back to you for at least something?
He shakes his head. He said, I mean, you can bring him back and leave him with me, sure, if you want. I won't say no.
I'm just more curious if they're like, some animals, after you domesticate them, you can't release them back out into the wild. I'm not sure about these creatures.
I mean, they do live out in the wild, but if you bring them back here, I mean, sure, I'll give you a small return on investment or something.
Sounds good. We'll make our best effort.
He nods. Imagine like one of the dewbacks gets like whatevered in the field, and somebody's like, "Crap! There goes my deposit." But yeah. So jokes aside, you guys managed to acquire these dewbacks. You've acquired some suits for
Moisture control?
moisture. Yeah, there we go. Moisture suits.
Anything else you guys want to do before you head on out?
Do we have provisions?
I mean, I would presume we do, because
I'll
we
probably
have a stock ship.
True.
probably have to buy like a month's worth of provisions.
We'll probably have to
for
restock
Nixie
the
to
ship.
last about a week.
Yep. That's
Well,
about
I
right.
mean, if there are things out in the wild that we can hunt for Nixie, then that saves
Ooh.
us having to carry provisions for Nixie.
I mean, as
That
long
makes
as
sense.
look over order, as long as you don't have a problem, I don't mind teaching Nixie how to hunt.
I don't think it would be. Doesn't feel like an issue to me either. That's the best way. To
Then
put
she
it.
can possibly, hunt, bring back the food, and have it prepared for her. It might make it more satisfying.
Indeed.
While we are traveling, we should probably have the Jawas we have with us explain to us the customs of approaching these traders, because the bartender mentioned there were some that he didn't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Is once you guys actually start setting out, right? The Jawas will explain to you a little bit about Tusken Raider customs. Though I am looking at the time. And Tam, with how your body is right now and everything, do you want to just stop it here? Because this is a good stop point, and I can just resume next time with the customs and everything, if it's easier for you physically.
Honestly, probably, because I'm having a lot of trouble sitting right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's what we're gonna do here, just for for pacing's sake. Is I know
Sorry,
this
guys.
episode is a little short and a little all over the place, with the technical difficulties and everything, but yeah, I think for today that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just call it here. I'll start this up again with you guys, hopefully next week, as that's the week Jazoro is here. So if that gets pushed a week, I do apologize. But we are going to do next session where we will start with having the Tusken Raider customs explained to you guys, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds like a
good.
plan.
Alright.
So,
Okay.
again, a little crazy today, a little all over the place, but yeah, this is not our only show. And if you guys want some more Behold roleplay, there are other shows that we run. On Mondays, we've got Destiny Forge that's run by Rojan. On Thursdays, we have alternating both Tricorn Isles, which is, well, originally started as a pirate D&D campaign that sort of went a little bit into the whole pure chaos at this point. I don't even know really how to describe it anymore. But we do have another campaign run by Rojan, like I said, Tricorn Isles on Thursdays, that alternates with a campaign run by Zorro, who is basically a reskin, or not a reskin, but basically a Mass Effect 5e D&D system called Mass Effect Horizons.
And as a reminder, this Thursday is canceled because of Halloween.
Correct. This Thursday is Hallows Eve. We are not running. And then
Next week Thursday is N7 Day, so special one shot Mass Effect.
correct, on next Thursday. And we have also a new show, a Bridgerton show that is going to be run by Malls. We have Fridays, a show that is run by Sugar Love, which is Under the Mountain. It's a kids on brooms. I think this one is. Yeah. Okay. It's yeah. I was about to say kids on bikes, and I'm like, no. It's the magic one. So yeah, kids on brooms on Fridays. Saturdays now. I believe yours, Azarin, is completed for now. Like it's on hiatus right now. Yeah. Okay. So you're on hiatus for that one. We are still waiting, I think, on a player or two for Avatar right now. Yes.
Correct.
And the Bridgerton thing is taking the slot until that happens.
Correct. I have two confirms and one schedule permitting, and then I think you said for yourself also schedule permitting if it
depends on when it starts.
If it drags out.
Yeah, if you guys start like in like maybe 5 6 months from now for that one. I'll be free. If you guys start in like 2 months for that one, I will probably not be free.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, no pressure. I'm just letting you know that's unfortunately all I can do, because until
Oh yeah.
basically until Zora moves in and all that gets sorted out in about 6 to 8 months, I am absolutely not able to go anywhere. But yeah, that being said, what else do we have? I think that's it, right? Saturday we have that one. We've got Withered Wastes, I believe is the other one, right?
Yep.
You guys were Wayward? Okay, yes, I always confuse the two. So we've got Withered Wastes, otherwise that's being run on Saturday by Rojin. And then in the evenings on Saturday every 2 weeks, we have a V6, our would-be hero continuation, I guess you could call it. And basically it's another kids with capes, I guess, that was kind of modified by Rojin. So it's his own system at this point.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's it for all the shows, right?
Do we still
A
have
lot of
our
shows.
Friday show? Is that still going on?
I don't know if we're on still for this Friday or not. We
Okay.
have to find out from.
You're talking about Under the
Sugarloaf.
Mountain?
Yes, Under the Mountain.
Under the
Yeah.
Mountain would be this Friday. We haven't confirmed it yet.
Yeah, right. Okay. Either way, yep. Go ahead.
But we do have Under the Mountain that runs,
Yes.
I think, supposed to be every other Friday, ran by Sugarlove.
I did mention it earlier.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Maybe I hope my mic didn't cut out on that one again. I thought it was working.
No, it was
No,
probably
it's-
me.
It was.
And don't forget, folks, we have Under the Mountain. Friday.
Thanks, Emma.
All right.
Of course, always glad to help out.
That being said, you guys got the long list of shows we have. The bot actually can run it too, if ever you guys want to. Actually, can we?
I don't know if the bot's running for this stream.
Yeah, no, it is.
Oh, it is? Oh, sweet.
Rosa did it already.
Oh, she did do it earlier. No,
Yep.
there we go. It came through. Yeah, we're good.
And hopefully it's
So,
up to
yeah, you
date.
guys Yep. I think so, mostly. Yeah, there's just Withered Wastes and there's just Wayward Wanderers that needs to be
Yeah,
like.
it needs to be updated, but
adjusted, but-
that's pretty much the show schedule.
Yeah, they might not be those shows, but those are the time slots.
Probably something there.
Yep. So there you guys have it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for participating in the chaos. I had a blast today. It'll be better next week or the week after, depending on how things go. But for now, have yourselves a great evening, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
I'm
Ciao.
waving.
Later.
Cheers.
I too am waving, but you cannot see me.
No.